Morning, folks. So today's replay, we're watching Reichenbacker and the Alaska. If you don't have it, the Alaska is the free XP ship that you need to get. It is just so versatile. It is just so good. So really hope you enjoy it. Take care. Cheers. Morning, everybody. So this replay was sent in to me by my good friend Reichenbacker from Frag's clan. Frag being Fragmentation's clan, he is a nutcase streamer. I'm just going to leave it at that. He's got great matchmaking here. 5 battleships, 6 cruisers, and only 1 DD per side. Now, for those unfamiliar with World of Warships, the Alaska is what we call a super cruiser or a battle cruiser. EVE Online, you'd call it a battle cruiser. Bigger than a cruiser, smaller than a battleship. So a battle cruiser, but relatively big guns. I do apologize if I do sip some coffee during this voiceover. It is still very early, and having some of my feelings back after being ill the last 2 days is not fun. Now, I know for a fact I didn't have COVID, it was just a respiratory tract infection, because as I said on stream last night, I made pancakes yesterday morning. Well, we call them flapjacks, the Americans call them pancakes. And the first egg that I opened was unfortunately rotten, and that smell hit me. Now, I know a lot of people say that's not a definitive thing, but it's mostly what happens. I would say it's like 80% good indication. Anyway, so I don't have the game client in front of me, but talking free XP ships, you've got, I think the Nelson is still the first one, or the lowest, the 350 or 375,000 free XP. Then there's a bunch of free XP ships you can get at 1 million free XP. Alaska, Azuma, which is also great, Friesland, which is a pan-European gunboat TD, and you can also get the Agir, which is it's a German ship. Now, some people will say the Agir is good. I struggle with it. I'm not going to say it's a bad ship, it's just I probably need to play it more. Then for 2 million for XP, you can get the Smaland and the Hayate. Now, Hayate I've got absolutely no interest in. It's a tier 10 Japanese destroyer. But the Smaland is being removed come February because it's too popular. So that's why I always say, if you have the free XP available, and I know a lot of people burn through free XP to get through lines, etc., try and save it and get the ships before they get removed. And you're going to ask me, but why do I want the ship even if it's in, even if I'm not going to play it? Well, if you get a super container as part of your daily containers and you have that ship, the super container will not drop it. So I keep all the ships, and yeah, even though I don't play some of them. I literally played my Kansas once now. That was in a co-op match. I just wanted the snowflakes on it. I have no intention of playing those fat American ships. I see Wargaming has now got a t-shirt competition out for Damage just to get people to play them. Man, if you need to offer people a free t-shirt to play a ship, you know that design is absolutely horrible. So that little outcropping by where the Neptune is usually quite popular. Unfortunately, Reichenbacker's team has not been able to cap C, whereas the enemy team has managed to cap B. So they are building a points lead. And he sees himself in Iowa. Shoots AP at the Iowa. And it's always interesting to get the replays back from different players. Here I can see Reichenbacker. He likes actually using his gun cam. He wants to see where the shells are going exactly. And it's a feature I actually never use. Chunk 6,700 off the Iowa there, and we saw him tank or bounce a rather significant salvo from the Iowa. The Iowa is now angled, and He reloads. Obviously, Reichenbacker is using Halsey because I could see that by the 75% the switch in armament. Gets the 8,500 salvo, 2 fires on the Iowa. Now, not sure if this Iowa used the damage control before. I didn't see it. Or if it's just deciding, look, he's going to get set on fire anyway, because there is a Agir and a Freddy de Groza behind. Remember, the Neptune can't set fires. It's AP only. Well, technically it can, but it's got to get into secondary range. And if you're in secondary range of anything in a Neptune, then you are playing it very, very wrong. Takes another 6,700 there. And he starts kiting out. Unfortunately, he's also taken a few hits. And he has to use one of his repair parties. Oh, all torpedo hits and ricochets. Now, there seems to be a complete support group therapy session going on there in the G8, F8, or G7, G8 area. Because there's 2 Iowas. Unfortunately, there Neptune kills a Fletcher. As Reichenbacker kills himself a Iowa, friendly Jean Bart kills himself a Freddy de Groza. Now there's still an Iowa there, and I think there was an Alsace there as well. A big therapy session behind the rock. Ah, not an Alsace, there was an Izumo. And the Izumo has decided that he wants nothing of this, and he's sailing away. Enemy Riga, unfortunately, kills Reichenbacker's team's Georgia. That's unfortunate. Georgia is such a strong tier. She's such a strong tier 10 battleship. He gets a good hit, 6,300. Now he sets 2 fires. Iowa damage controls those 2 fires instantly. Yeah, it's a correct thing to do. If that was 1 fire, let it burn. 2 fires. Yeah, damage controlled it. Unfortunately, a non-pen as Iowa almost hits the Brindisi. But that Iowa is running out of hit points. 9,900. Enemy Jean Bart unfortunately kills a friendly Ibuki. And they are 3 ships down versus 2. Now that Iowa is trying to heal up. You can see the numbers are ticking. Enemy Jean Bart kills a friendly Jean Bart. This is not looking good. 6 shells, no fires. What an utter unlucky salvo. He gets a fire on the Iowa, and hopefully that fire should stick for a little bit. Yeah, it's burning on the stern, and he gets a second kill of the match. They're still nearly 200 points behind, and unfortunately they don't get C-cap. He does get a fire on the Buffalo. Buffalo damage controls fire instantly. Only 2 hits as the Buffalo has decided he wants to get the hell out of here. Friendly Neptune and Freddy de Groza is now capturing C. Finally starting to make some sort of plan. The fire will stay on the Buffalo for at least about 30 seconds. Unfortunately, enemy Neptune kills a friendly Iowa. And they are 5 ships up to 3. Now the Brindisi has taken a big interest in Reichenbacker. Now it switches to loading AP. Brindisi is quite fast though, and most of the shells land behind. Brindisi also has sap, semi-armor piercing, and that stuff chews through armor. Friendly Neptune manages to finish off that Buffalo. Friendly Iowa finishes off the Rune. And they are equal on lost ships again. Unfortunately, Reichenbacker's team is still 150 points behind. Now it's turning around, needs to go more towards the Agir, get some backup, and hopefully the friendly Neptune can get into B-cap there, take it, and can hopefully hold it to get them to bring some points back into this match. Now, one of the reasons I said the Alaska is absolutely such a versatile ship is it's got 4 hydroacoustics consumables, 4 radar consumables, and it's got a great heal. I've had matches where I've been unfortunately lost 3/4 of my health to a Slava, not paying attention, and I get back, I go dark, and I heal up, and within a matter of minutes I've got I've got half of my hit points left and I'm back in the fight. So yeah, the Alaska is a incredibly versatile ship and really one of the very first free XP ships that you should strive for. Really nice salvo on the side of the Brindisi there with 2 citadels, and the Akira finishes them off. Now they're going into the cap circle here to try and put pressure on the enemy team. The enemy team are all sort of clustered around on the G/H line, except the Jean Bart, which is down there in the open water. That Jean Bart unfortunately kills a friendly Ibuki. And 2 non-penetrations. Wow, you were robbed, bud. You were robbed. Now, hopefully within 20 seconds he'll have the cap. He spots Izumo, the Riga, that enemy Jean Bart. Another lot, probably that Riga is the most dangerous. The reason is it has short duration radar, but he manages a citadel on it. Unfortunately, Riga kills Iowa. And there the Neptune has appeared and he has healed himself back up pretty decently. Unfortunately, doesn't lead the Riga enough and doesn't hit him properly. Gets a shot off just as the Neptune goes dark. Will those connect? No, unfortunately not. Now he doesn't want to, Reichenbacker doesn't want to be behind these islands where he can't actually hit anything, although he pushes shells through that little gap there. And he gets a solid 3 hits and about 4,000 damage on the Riga. Now there's still 1 ship behind and there's still 200 points behind. I was wondering when I was looking through this replay the first time, good heavens, how did you guys pull this back? But we'll see in a second. The Frederick Groza manages to kill that Neptune, puts them equal on ships, and they're now only about 100 points ahead. Neptune kills the Frederick Groza, and they are losing again on ships. My apologies, it looked like the Freddy de Groot killed the Agir. Ach, the Rika, not the Neptune. My apologies, Mino is going to tear me a new one for misidentifying ships. 9,000 off the Azuma. So yeah, Freddy de Groot killed the Riga, not the Agir. Jean-Bart kills the Rune. Oof. Rune kills the Neptune. And it's 4 versus 3. And they are ahead. And they're the Confederate. And Halsey hits when you get Confederate. Another 4,000 off the Izumo. Turns the ship just enough to glance off. And he manages to get a fire on the Izumo. Now there is, I think, still an Ibuki hiding out here somewhere. There's that Jean-Bart. There's that Izumo. And the Yugumo destroyer. Because they have not lost their destroyer yet. Manages to get a decent pin on the Izumo. The Neptune is just hailing down AP. Slowly chunking out. Oof. Unfortunately, 17,000 hit point hit on Rickenbacker, and it resets the cap that he was taking. Torpedo's coming through, so he knows exactly where the Riga is. And I guess he's the third kill for the match. Unfortunately, it drifts out of the cap circle. There only fires his radar, 33 seconds of radar. Shells out, takes a quarter of the Yugumo's hit points. And Izumo is a little upset at the Neptune, it seems. Hail Mary shots with the rear turrets, but they miss. And it's more important to get the cap circle right now. Neptune manages to kill that Ibuki. And now it is just the Jean-Bart and this Yugumo left. And they have managed to pull this back in the last 2.5 minutes of this match. Now his radar is on cooldown for another minute 40. But his hydro should be up in about 30 plus seconds. And he's going to have the cap area in next 10 seconds. And with 800, call it 800 points versus 720, even if the time in the match runs out, they win. Hey, apologies. So the Jean-Bart appears. Oh, and it chunks him for 7,000 plus. And now Reichenbacker is out of heals. Doesn't get a decent hit. 20 torp protects and ricochets. And if that Jean-Bart has a reload booster, it will finish off Reichenbacker. Luckily, the Neptune manages to finish off the Jean-Bart. And it is now the Agir and the Neptune versus the Yukumo. So there's only a minute left in this match. And what I chose this match to show it is just absolutely how versatile the Alaska can be. She can long range snipe, she can HE spam, she can close quarters, things like this Yugumo, drive them away from caps. Unfortunately, this Yugumo gets spotted by Neptune, and that's never going to turn out well for Yugumo. Yugumo sends a set of torps, Neptune sees them, Neptune kills it before. And if we look at the after stats, Rackenbacker only sent me the one screen, but you can see 791,000 silver coins, 187,000 damage, 11,300 XP, 10 fires, 3 kills, multiple citadels. Yeah, 3 citadels, he capped, assisted cap, some secondary hits, and 4 spotting ribbons. Fantastic, fantastic match, and I think it shows the versatility of the Alaska pretty well. Ladies and gentlemen, have a fantastic week. We'll speak soon. Take care. Cheers.